welcome to Mathfreaks. So today a very shocking thing is being circulated around the internet that JEE Mains is expected to be in mid of January, and it has been this news has come from a very renowned publication, that is Times. They have published this news in their article, and since it is a very renowned and well established publication, so it can be true and it also cannot be true. Like, it is still a assumed date. They have told that the JEE Mains officials has said that by November um, the forms will be circulating and the final date will come off around mid-Jan. They are expecting JEE Mains to happen. So what we will do today is we will discuss the strategy, keeping in mind that Jan is our deadline. Why? Because this is the fastest JEE Main can happen. Like, everybody else was expecting it to be in April, but still like Times has published then it is expected to be in Jan. So we will take Jan as our deadline. So, and we are going to discuss the strategy. So let's begin with the strategy video. Okay, so in your 2 year journey, now we are at the end lap, and most of you have given numerous amounts of tests or are currently also giving test after test. So you have analyzed yourself, right, many times. So there is a clear two type of students. Like, currently there are two type of students. One, those who are getting above 150 in their mock tests, JEE Main mock test. We are going to discuss for JEE Mains, right? Initially, now for this video we are going to discuss for JEE Mains, and after some, if you ask, then we will also publish the video for JEE Advanced too. Okay, so one video is, so one students are getting above 150 and the other are below 150. So we will talk about these students, the ones who are getting below 150 in their mock tests first. So for you, like, see, now you have to focus mainly on your 12th, right? Why? Because since you are getting below 150, so you have to, like, your main strength will be your 12th part, and in JEE Mains like majority portion is from 12th, right? And in 12th, like, there are some specific chapters which you have to focus. For instance, maths is calculus, full calculus you have to do. It is of humongous majority. Calculus, coordinate geometry, from, like, the parts, some of it is in class 11th and some of it is in class 12 according to the coaching you are studying in. So coordinate, in coordinate, that is parabola, hyperbola and ellipse. These three, and majorly parabolas, are very important, and your circles, lines, these are also very important. So you have to do coordinate and calculus. These are the major parts, very important parts for below 150. It is in general very important part, but for you guys you have to focus on these chapters more than the other chapters, right? Coordinate, and then again PNC, permutation and combination, and here I want to also include probability. This probability, PNC, and nowadays PNC like is carrying a huge weightage. More and more questions are coming every year, and these two portions are always fixed. Like, they always carry a huge weightage with themselves. I'm talking in maths, right? So this three topics, for these, you guys, you should be very good at. You guys should be very good at these three specific topics. I'm like, one more thing I want to discuss, that many of the students waste they waste their time in trigo. See, trigo is important, like in the starting, like in the initial of 11th you study trigo. Why? Because it helps in calculus. Now if you try to make your trigo better, it will not help you. You cannot make your trigo better at the end lab, because it is not the time to do so. So you do not waste your time in trigo, because many of the students waste their time in trigonometry. It will not help you now. If you studied this in class 11, then it would have been of great benefit, but now wasting it is just wasting your time doing trigonometry, right? So like such like trigonometry, then sequence and series also you can see, but like it is not as important as these three topics. So these three topics you must I'm like making an effort in my sentences that you should study these three topics very very good, and you should revise it. Like it will take you 2 months, right, to complete all this, 2 months or 2.5 months, right? And in between you have to give tests as well. You should keep on doing tests and previous year pyqs of JEE mains. You every week take it as a mock test. You take a year's paper and attempt it as a mock test, right? And then evaluate yourself. First of all, for you guys I'm telling that if like there will be many questions that you cannot attempt, right? Identify the areas where you are mistaking. For you guys, you will be finding mistakes in your concepts, right? You have to correct that concept, you have to be strong in that concept. Like analyze yourself, which topics are your weakest among three. It is not like that you have not studied, right? Obviously you have studied, that's why you are getting not you are not getting in negative, right? You are getting some marks. That is on the basis you have studied some things. Now in some areas you are weak, and in some areas you have to strong. You have to identify those points through your tests. If you do not have any source to mock test, then attempt the pyqs as mock test. And even if you have a source of mock test, still you have to give pyqs as your mock tests, right? Then identify the areas where you are weak, and then practice practice for those topics and make yourself strong. There will be some calculation mistakes. Okay, one major another thing is that calculation mistakes are too much. For those students who do too much of calculation mistakes, you should immediately stop using calculator, because in your 2 years of journey, most of the calculations that you've done, like most of the students do it through calculator, and then in the JEE mains they just mess up in the calculation and it takes a lot of time. So you have to also practice calculation, because JEE mains is also an exam of speed calculation, right? Okay, now I have talked about below 150 students. So what you have to do, you have to like focus on um, these three topics. You have to be very strong in these three topics, at least these three topics. I'm talking that minimum at least you have to be strong in these three topics, and then you can go on for the secondary topics, like the one that carry the like less weightage than this, but they carry weightage. You can go on to those chapters, and you have to give tests every week. Attempt pyq of any year as mocks. Then what you have to do, analyze your mistakes, your weak topics, your strong topics, and then in the weak topics you have to work on your weak topics very much, right? So that you can end up at a good percentile, right? Now let us talk about the above 150 students, those who are getting above 150 in their mock tests, right? So for see, you guys have wait a minute. See, you guys have what you guys need currently is revision. Your revision is your first priority is revision, right? Now the time that is left, right, 2 or 3 months, you have to revise. First priority is revision. Now how to revise? Things that you can do is attempt 30 pyqs. 30, that is 10 from maths, 10 from physics, 10 from chem, and not from one chapter. Say one day you take 2 chapters, and from the 2 chapters you collect 10 pyqs from you, like in a mixed in an ratio, like mixed ratio, what however you feel like take, right? So like example, you can even take 3 4 however, and you can also increase the number of questions, right? I'm telling you because in some of the coachings the syllabus might not be complete. So for those you can at least start with 10 10 10, then you can increase the number of questions, right, with time. Then uh, then you have to give mocks. Mocks are very important for both the students, both category students. Mocks are very important for you guys. You have to give mocks of full syllabus every, if not every like day, like at least one mock every week or two mocks every week, right? You have to give like hundreds and hundreds of papers. You can also uh, do like PYQs as mocks. You can also take a previous year question and do it as a mock, and then analyze yourself where you are weak, where you are doing calculation mistakes, where you are doing mistakes in the concepts, right? Like that. And you have to practice questions. How to practice questions? For here we can help you. We can help you with this part. Practicing questions. Regarding practicing questions, you can join our Telegram group, that is Mathfreaks J. You will find that in the description. We will we are actually posting questions like you have seen in the previous videos in the YouTube too, but in the Telegram group we are posting questions, if not daily, then at least 5 or 4 times every week, like very good questions based on J mains and J advanced. You can get there, you can talk with your fellow uh, mates, and then you can discuss the solution. And if any question in from those particular set of questions is very interesting, then we also post the solution in our YouTube channel, as you've seen, right? So you can do consider checking our Telegram channel. And also in our website also we are posting questions, that is challenges. You can find a section of questions where you can get hundreds and hundreds of questions for practicing. All these questions are based on J relevant topics, right? Okay. And so yeah, tests and revision. And if you have backlogs, how to cover it? Like if you have backlogs, see, like first of all, see how important that chapter is right now. Like if you have your coaching has completed the syllabus, then it is very easy to cover the backlog, because there will be no classes except the revision classes, right? So you have time to um, do that. And if your coachings are still not complete, like they haven't completed the syllabus, then what you can do, consider like checking the weightages of the chapters. Like if you have 3 chapters in backlog, like see which of the chapter has more weightage in J, and then prioritize your backlogs like that. See, say chapter A, B, C. See, like from A, the weightage of A is more than B, and then C. So your main priority will be completing chapter A first, then B, then C, right? Like this. And also in the revision part, like first weight is revision, and for revision, as I told you, you can consider like joining our system, and then you can practice questions like that. You can also revise, or you can do the modules that you receive from your coachings, like do them at least twice before sitting for J mains. Like if not twice, like at least once, right? Because there are many students who do not do the modules. They just go for the classes, and then the homeworks that they provide in the class, they even don't do that. So that is equivalent to not studying that chapter, right? So you must complete your modules, if not twice, then at least for at least once. And it should be, if you're doing the module for first time, then you should do like each and every question, and at the end of the module you should not have any doubt from the module, right? Like that. So that is it for today. If you have any doubts, you can join our Telegram channel, and you can ask there or in the comment section. Like this, see, take January as your deadline. If it postpones after that, then you will be only in the profitable side. Before January you have revised, you have done everything, then you will be in the profitable side. And one more thing, that see, it is very high time of your preparation, right? So do not distract your mind in some controversies or anything that is happening in the YouTube. Just focus on your J, because at the end, controversies will profit not you guys, it will profit someone else, and you will be just watching them and wasting your time and ruining your life, right? So do not go in useless controversies, or do not get entertained by controversies, and do not involve on such controversies, and focus on your J should be your first priority, and take Jan as your deadline. One more thing, nobody is 100% correct, nobody is 100% wrong. I hope you understand. I hope you like this strategy video. Thank you for watching.